I am Nick Shell. I am the self-help hacker, and possibly yours, but that's your decision. You would have to adopt my view and say, you know what? I do appreciate what he's saying. So yeah, Nick Shell is my self-help hacker. I need this guy in my life. I'm grateful that he's traveling from the future in the year 2020 to tell me that, oh wait, no, I'm actually living in 2020 at the same time as you. It's kind of like the movie The Lake House. It's just that I've lived a life experience and I can share it with you because you're younger than me. And if you're not younger with me, that's cool. I hated that you didn't learn this already by the age I learned it. But now I learned it and I'm sharing it with anyone who has ears to hear. So, what I want to address, I wrote on my sticky note, because that's how I have these ideas and I just write them down into a sticky note. It says, Semper Gumby is what it says. I couldn't even get through without laughing. Semper Gumby. Always flexible. And you can Google Semper Gumby, as you see in the, you can Google that and there's like an image that'll pop up and it'll show like Gumby. Yeah, Semper Gumby. So I was talking to a guy at work who I guess was, in the Marines, and he was saying that that was one of their things. So what does that mean? It means always be flexible. Always be flexible. Just like on my list of being victorious versus being a victim, one of the things on here, it says that someone who's victorious embraces change and someone who's a victim fears change. And that's very important. See, part of life is knowing that life is always about to change. One of the things I learned right out of high school, I remember in college, one of the teachers had said, life is never as good as you think it is, and it's never as bad as you think it is. And either life is good and it's about to get worse, or life is bad and it's about to get better. That's ultimately how it is. So we should expect there to be change. There's a very old saying that we all know, and that is the only thing constant in life is change, right? There's something to that effect. So we must embrace this. We must accept that things will change. Give you an example. You're probably tired of hearing me talk about it. But I'm telling you, ever since I turned 35, it is a struggle to at least remain in the same pant size. I mean, like my internal war is, but I was size 32 waist for so long. And then I turned 35, and even as a vegan at that time, I was really a 34 and just squeezing into these 32s. So, now I accepted it. My pants are 34 now, 34 waist. But it's gonna change because I am victorious and I focus on what I can control. And man, I'm doing daily workouts, floor exercises, all the crunches, sit-ups, push-ups, lunges, all that stuff. I'm now lifting weights. I now do the meal where it's basically 3 parts: lean protein, complex carbohydrates, and then green vegetables, and staying away from sugar and all that. So for me, I hope that story helps illustrate always flexible. It's a matter of knowing, hey, our bodies change even, and we have to accept that. Our DNA was determined the moment we were born. Now, granted, some guys that are 38, like my dad, and he and I were talking about this morning. When my dad was 38, I was in junior high, and people would say, man, Jack, you sure are skinny. Like I remember in junior high and high school, people point out how skinny my dad was when he was my age now. And that's not how it is with me. I have a different DNA than my dad in regards to that. So I am going to have to always be the guy that eats right and exercises and works out and lifts weight. That's who I have to be to not just gain a pant size every year. But that's part of me being flexible. I accept that my DNA has figured this out, which is why I always remind everybody how foolish it is and what a waste of time it is to get caught up on the things about your person, your physical body, that you cannot change unless without, surgery or something extreme. If you can control it and change it naturally, then do that if it makes you happy. But if you can't, and you're gonna have to pay money and do surgery and get all obsessed with it, well then you're trying to alter who you really are. Like, this is who I really am. Funny, one of the things is, man, what if I just, because in real life I'm always wearing my glasses, and I used to not wear them in my videos just because of the glare. I didn't want there to be glare, but it's funny because ultimately, would I look better without glasses? Maybe, I don't know. But this eye is so weak. This eye is good. This eye is so weak. So it's like my eye just keeps kind of going that way. It's like, and I tried contacts. I did. I tried them so hard for like 2 times, but I just couldn't touch my eyeball. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be the glasses guy. That's who I am. And now that I think about it, I've kind of always been the glasses guy. So, and it's funny, like these weird things in my head. Like I'm thinking, yeah, but now that I'm working out, and eventually, like maybe by the end of the year, like I won't have the dad bod anymore. But then I'll have glasses, and that'll be like, won't that offset the physique I'll have? I'm like, who cares? Be Professor Hulk. Be Professor Hulk from from Avengers Endgame. Just whatever's happening to you, figure out how to put your own spin on it and make it work. Because ultimately, as long as you can find a way to be confident naturally and organically with what you've got, then it's okay. So that's focusing on things in our DNA, things we can't control. But then there's also events as far as that we have no control over. And while we are so accustomed to doing it this way, but we've always done it this way. This is the way that I'm good at. This is how I know what I'm doing, is this way. Yeah, well, times have changed, technology's changed, whatever's changed. And now you want to be the first person to adopt that new way. Oh, so this is the new way? Well, let me do some research, because if I become the expert on that new program or new system or new perspective, whatever it is, now people are going to come to me and I can help other people, because helping other people gives us much value. When we're spending our lives helping other people, it is much more difficult to live in fear, to live in depression, to live in anxiety. Helping other people distracts us from that. So let's go back to Semper Gumby. Always be flexible. It makes me think of when 1998, summer of 98, where were you? Were you even born? No, you weren't. But in summer of 1998, I traveled outside of the country for the first time. This was the summer right before I started my senior year of high school in 98, 99. And I went to Ecuador, first time out of the country. And I was on a mission trip with a church. And I remember the leader for where we were going, they said, look, you've heard the saying, be flexible. Well, with this situation that we're in, you just need to be liquid, is I remember what she had said. As far as, because we were in a neighborhood, we were helping with the church and a school there in Quito, Ecuador, outside of Quito, Ecuador. And, we spoke only English, they spoke only Spanish. We were just trying to help each other the best we could. And we had to be flexible. I just remember she said that back in 1998. And it reminds me of this whole thing about Semper Gumby. But your value as a human being, both internally and to other people, is so much higher when you are willing to be flexible. When you realize it's a matter of, I may really have my life figured out right now. And I can say that for me right now. I mean, really, I'm living the good life. I have a sweet deal going on with my life right now. And I'm aware that life is not that way. There's no such thing as happily ever after. Like in this moment, I'm totally living in happily ever after. Even if I can't say it, I'm living in happily ever after. I kept wanting to say heavily ever. I'm thinking about Metallica, I guess. I don't know. But I recognize that life is going to change. And see, that's part of what my struggles as a 38-year-old man is. Except in this moment, everything's so good for me. It won't always be so great, because things are going to change for the worse. As far as everything in life, things become more challenging. We all get older. We all become less healthy. There's things out of our control. But it's a matter of, instead of being caught up as a victim of those changes, instead of being a victim of those changes, we think, well, if I do this and this, and I'm more flexible, instead of freaking out, no, look out, but this, no, calm. In my house, as the man in the house, when there's a bug, my wife, and even my son, I'm teaching him not to be the bug. I'm like, no, hey, son, okay, either kill the bug or capture the bug, throw it outside in the backyard, calm. We're just going to remain calm. That reminds me, the next video I need to make is going to be talking about calm, assertive energy. Man, I'm excited about making that video. Your comments belong right here, and you know my rules. If you leave a destructive comment that's meant to try to hurt my feelings, it's a reflection of you and what you're working out. And you're the exact kind of person who I definitely want to help through my videos. Because hurt people, hurt people. Hey, you're a dummy! But really they're pointing to themselves thinking that they're a dummy. And I'm here to say no one's a dummy. Don't call yourself. Don't say that about yourself. I'm saying you're better than that, and I'm going to help make you better than that. Your comments belong right here.